Great game on Saturday night for college football. Fun to watch for a fan. Not much fun when you come out on the short end of it, but I thought it was a really competitive game. Probably really exciting, I think, for people to watch. So in terms of the league and the Sun Belt, I mean, that's great for people that are interested in good ball, but disappointing we came up on the short end of it, and thought the kids played really hard down to the final second, but we just did not make enough plays down the stretch to win. I thought Lafayette had a really good plan going in offensively that kept us off balance, and they were able to really kind of keep our defense off balance all night. And even when we went ahead of them a couple times late in the fourth quarter, they found ways to go ahead and get back on top. So frustrated that we weren't able to establish a drive there with a minute and a half left and to go down and find a way to win it late. But, just got to focus on moving forward and trying to improve this week and get another win here at home against South Al. So that's really where our focus is at, is just what's ahead of us and try to find a way to win enough games to be bowl eligible, win enough games to finish with a good season, and hopefully get some help to get back into the conference race.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Luke Matheson with Red Wolf Report. Please go ahead, Luke.
Hey, Blake, I know Saturday you said you really didn't want to comment on things too much until you was able to watch film. After watching film, what are some of the areas that you saw that you guys need to improve on coming out of that game?
Well, I thought we had a good plan offensively and executed fairly well. A couple of things that obviously we could do better, but we would probably go in and play very similar. A couple balls dropped that could have changed things, especially late in the game in some competitive situations. And you ended up in an environment like that where the officials are going to let the corners play the way they played. It makes it really tough, and we got to overcome that. Defensively, we had some miscommunications between linebackers in the back end and corners and safeties in some things that created explosive plays, and just so the communication aspect of exactly what our checks are and what we're playing and how to make sure we get hats to the ball is really critical moving forward. We're obviously without Kyle Wilson, who's still playing the NFL, and Blaze Taylor, who's coaching at Duke, and you lose those two guys, and it changes just the awareness and the experience level out on the field, and we're just not getting everything connected from front to back and from safety to corner, and it hurt us in some very critical situations all the way down to the 4th and 5 late in the game that would have gotten us the ball back. So I know Joe and the staff spent a lot of time yesterday dealing with that, trying to make sure they can simplify it, make it easy so that we can be on the same page, which will get us obviously in better coverages, hopefully, and also help us get hats to the ball in some of the run sets. And that was the most frustrating part, for us defensively. And it really we never completely cleaned it up, and it obviously showed late in the game when we couldn't get them a stop.
How did Sunday go for you guys during team meetings with the demeanor of the team and their attitudes and everything?
Better than you might expect. I mean, frustrated, obviously, and disappointed with the loss, but still, very much bought in. I mean, they know we're close, that, the losses have come from, last-second close losses. That's part of being in a good league, and our league's playing well. We knew that. It's part of everybody playing their best against you. You kind of got a target on your back, and but also knows that there's a chance that we got games available to win down the stretch, and if we can find a way to win out, 8-4 bowl game, maybe 9-4, maybe back into the conference title game, and depending on how things happen with the rest of our division, there's still a lot of positive. Just frustrated and disappointed, but also still very responsive and very just very coachable and willing to move forward and focus forward. And still, I thought we had good body language, good response, and that's all you can ask under adversity and disappointment. I mean, you can't make it not hurt, but you can deal with what your response is, and I thought they did as good as I could ask.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Sorry, our next questions come from Dan McDonald with The Advocate. Dan, please go ahead.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
You pretty much answered everything I had. But how do you get those guys to sort of buy into that fact? Do they look ahead at that schedule and see that you still have like you said, a legitimate chance to maybe win out and get to a position where a 3-loss team could still very much be in the hunt in this thing?
Well, I think everybody's aware that at this point that, everybody in our league looks the same, and on any given week, anybody's going to be capable of winning, and all we can do is control us. We can't worry what ifs. Worst thing you can do is go and not play at your best and lose a game, and then the opportunity presents itself where Lafayette does lose a couple games down the stretch, and you didn't do your part. All we can do is just do our part. I think we just have enough respect for the fact that the league's playing good ball across the board that you have no way to know what's going to happen. 8 or 9 wins are still very much available to us if we just continue to play well and we find a way to win each week. And there's only a handful of teams that can say that on a given year. We want to continue the bowl streak. We want a winning record. We want to win as many games as we can, and we want to make sure that we're prepared if the opportunity presents itself to get back in that championship game. And so they've showed that they believe that and that they're willing to work towards that, and that's like I said, that's really all we can ask.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Sure.
All right, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Coach. That's all the time we have for you today. We do appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks.